One of my most anticipated games of 2024 just released a brand new trailer. It's a game called Pioneer. It's a first-person open-world shooter set on a post-apocalyptic Soviet-era island, and we have a ton of new information about the game's release. But before we talk about that, this video is sponsored by Star Wars Hunters, a brand new Star Wars game set after the fall of the Galactic Empire. Star Wars Hunters brings players together in a thrilling 4v4 third-person MOBA landing on Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android. Play as bounty hunters, heroes of the rebellion, Sith, Wookiees, or an Imperial Stormtrooper, and everything in between. Want to customize your hunter? Use the Force. Or just unlock unique costumes, animations, and weapon appearances through multiple PvP game modes. The arenas in the game are inspired by iconic Star Wars locations, so this will be the closest you can get to a shootout in the Mos Eisley Cantina without worrying about Han shooting first. And did I mention the game is completely free to play? It's like finding a Jawa's secret stash of droid parts, so don't miss out. Play Star Wars Hunters now and support the channel by using my link down below. You can also pull out your phone and scan the QR code to get the game right now. May the Force be with you and your Wi-Fi signal strong, and shout out to Star Wars Hunters for sponsoring this video. Now, the developers are calling this an MMO, but I don't think it's a traditional MMO in the sense of a game like World of Warcraft. By the way, I've been playing a shit ton of Cataclysm recently, and it's been fucking awesome, but it's probably more like Destiny in their smaller server instances. A new trailer has just released today that shows off a lot of new gameplay snippets, and I mean, look at the game. It's fucking gorgeous with this unique stalker slash like Chernobylite-esque visual style and theme, but with more up-to-date gameplay mechanics. The game will feature story tasks, faction tasks. The users will be able to interact with different factions, build relationships with them, and increase their level of loyalty. And the game features both PvE and PvP content for those who like either one and or both. Now, the developers at GFA Games just went through a series of closed tests, and their CEO has revealed that as a result of extensive testing and surveys conducted, over 1,000 fixes have been made to the current version of Pioneer. A lot of these fixes were in regards to things like difficulty balancing of enemies and bosses, technical issues like bugs, freezes, and other things, as well as weapon balancing. Now, if you guys haven't seen my previous videos on Pioneer, there is a playlist on this channel. I've been covering the game since its first initial trailer announcement, and I'm very excited to see where this game is going to end up at the end of the year. They also revealed that all game modules are ready for release outside of what they're calling the donation store. Now, I think that's the cash shop, as well as the arena game mode and or TDM and the associated locations or levels for that mode. And based on testing results, a number of key mechanics and functionalities are now being polished and finalized. Their focus has now shifted to improving the game's online stability as they try to increase the number of players on one server, as well as polishing the game's story campaign and key quest lines, which includes things like completing cutscenes, separate game mechanics for each of the missions, and more. Several studio departments have now finished their tasks for the release version of the game and are now working on new content, which will allow them to increase the amount of available content on the release of the game and fix some materials of what they're calling insufficient quality. And in regards to upcoming material, Alexander Nikitin, their CEO, says the game's advertising campaign is coming up soon. As it does, you're going to see a lot more Pioneer content online more often with the support of their publisher. Now, I will say these videos are not sponsored by Pioneer. Every time a new trailer drops, the developers reach out like, hey, we got a new trailer, check it out. But I'm imagining that they have my contact information. Once they want to start ramping up the marketing and allowing content creators to actually play it, I'm sure I'm going to get hit up to actually jump in. They say there's already several dozen hours of polished gameplay content within the game. With that in mind, a lengthy gameplay demo is just a matter of dropping at the right moment, which means that between now and whenever the launch is, we're going to see some sort of demo or closed beta or whatever their plan is. And they say the studio is also looking for a community manager to improve that relationship with the community. So listen, with everything they said in this article, which I will have linked down below, I do think a 2024 release window for the game is pretty accurate, meaning we're probably going to see a Q4 release unless something, catastrophic comes up. It might push it to Q1 2025, but realistically, the game is coming out soon. My guess is we're going to see something very concrete around the end of October. And if I'm being honest, guys, I'm at a point now where I just need something to really dig my teeth into that is out and we can consume it. We need to start seeing some innovation in the space again, because look, I've been playing Arena Breakout Infinite off and on during their closed beta, but it's just a closed beta. All of that progress is going to wipe, so I don't want to sink my teeth in and put hundreds of hours in because it's just going to go away soon. Gray Zone Warfare, Gray Zone Warfare has a multitude of problems going on over there that we should probably talk about in another video, but I have just completely stepped out of that realm because I've been waiting to see what they're going to cook on in the next couple of months. There's really not a lot going on in the FPS space right now, and I'm just waiting for something to really bring to the forefront and actually really just sink my teeth into the way that I can sink my teeth into a game like World of Warcraft Classic. I do think Pioneer is going to be something special, but after the last few years of flop after flop after flop, I'm struggling to remain hopeful. Even though it is my most anticipated game, I'm still just sitting here thinking, like, what's the catch? What's going to happen in launch? We have to see it. We have some pretty interesting titles coming up in the near future. Games like Delta Force Hawk Ops, Stalker 2, the rumor mill kind of swirling around the next Ghost Recon game makes me a bit more hopeful for the space. We're just kind of waiting. But I do think you guys would be surprised to know what my actual most anticipated game of 2024 is, but I want to save that for another video. If you guys are interested in everything Pioneer, you can subscribe to the channel down below. Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment on your thoughts on Pioneer. And may the force be with you as you take on your enemies in Star Wars Hunters. The link is down below. Use the QR code to try the game out for yourself. And shout out to Star Wars Hunters for sponsoring this video. My name is Big Fry, and I'll see you on the next one.